He's got a goal to see us put one foot into the FA Cup final.
Oh, yeah!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of Mattov's English Journey, and welcome back to Leicester City, your new Carabao Cup champions, where in today's episode we have got two games coming up. One at home in the league against Everton, and then after that we've got a game in the FA Cup, a semi-final clash against Newcastle. Once again, we've got them in the cup, and hopefully we can come out and beat them. Four very, very good teams remain in this cup. Obviously, us, Leicester, Aston Villa, Man City, and Newcastle, and hopefully we can sprinkle that with a bit of cup magic and come out with the result, and hopefully see ourselves into the final and go on and win another trophy. But yeah, we've got this game first coming up against Everton. As you can see in the league currently, we sit in a very, very good position. Past games going on, we'll go and take a look at them now. Some pretty decent results since our win in the Carabao Cup final. A 3-0 win in the fifth round is what took us here after before a 2-0 win against Wrexham away from home in the quarter final. A few more wins and losses. We are out of the Champions League, actually. I forgot to mention that. So heartbreaking the way we went out. We unfortunately were knocked out on a penalty shootout. It's crazy, to be honest. We were the better team for most of that game, but ultimately we weren't able to come out with the win. And we gave it our all against a tough PSG team. We were winning the first leg 1-0, just turned it off for 2 minutes, and that is what led them to getting a win in our own home stadium. Not been very good at home this season, to be honest, compared to other seasons. A moment of switch off changed the whole tie for us. We managed to get a 2-1 win away from home, though. A disallowed goal as well in the 120th minute from Kylian Mbappe, who's still there apparently. After how many games has he played? He has played 453 games, and he just showed up once again and did what he does best in the Champions League. If they won a Champions League, if we go and take a look at, they haven't won a Champions League. So Kylian Mbappe has stayed there all these years, and he's never won one. That is absolutely crazy. We are going to, it's a shame we've gone out, but we are going to come back, qualify for the Champions League hopefully once again, and possibly go for another season next year. But in the league, some decent results, a few big losses to be fair against some of the good teams. Not really had our best efforts against them this season, what was kind of crucial for us in the last few, in trying to get better results. And kind of move up the league table. That's not really paid for us, off for us much in this season. But first two games on today, 3-3 draw against Man United, and then a 2-0 win away from home. Both those games away against Tottenham. A win today would keep us 2 points clear of Arsenal, the team who have just come to our home stadium and beat us. But we did beat them in the Carabao Cup final, so not really to worry. Let's go and help our efforts and also see if we can make an FA Cup final at Wembley against Newcastle. But first of all, let's go and play Everton. So the team for this game against Everton at the King Power starts with Dubravka in goal. We've got a backline of Sergio, Van Ven, Figueres, Volpes, Onana, Paulo, Latonia in the midfield. We've got Morales on the left, Estival on the right, and Milosevic up top. Kick off here in this game against Everton in what is our first game. I mean, the first game you'll see since that Carabao Cup win. What a game it was. I mean, we put on the extended highlights and we put on a show. That's exactly what we did. 3-0 win, about as comprehensive as it gets, really. Exactly the result you want. Turning up in a final like that, it's our first final ever, right? And that's how we put a display for ourselves. That's how we turn up and show for ourselves. I mean, that's exactly what you want. We've demonstrated there that when we would go to a final, we can turn up. We've overturned all the bad results of the past few seasons in cup competitions, and they've been necessary to get to this position. And now, finally, we have gone on and won a trophy. But I still don't feel like the limit has been reached. I think there's still more potential in the Champions League as to how far we could go. I mean, the furthest we got was a quarter final, but since then, 2 round of 16 ties when we've qualified for playoffs. I think there's still capacity there. There's definitely still capacity to do better in the league, and I mean, yeah, we have a real good chance in the FA Cup this season, and if we could win that, that's another thing ticked off, and then next year we could really top it off if we go and win. If we focus on the league and the Champions League, I think there's a good shout we could win. Try at least to win both of them, because we could have much better. I mean, we were a penalty shootout away from being in another Champions League quarter final. From the position this team was in to being that close, it's crazy. I mean, if we win these games at home, we don't put good showings for ourselves at home, to be honest, in big games. We didn't last year against Inter Milan. We drew. We didn't against PSG in the first leg this year. If we could put better showings for ourselves, then maybe we'd have a better chance in the Champions League. And I think that's something we really have to try. There's maybe one more season, and we have to try and go and do it. Paulo there, Milosevic has got a tap in at the back post. I don't know if the referee's going to give this off. I don't think he is. He gets his 34th goal of the season. He's going to go for 40 for the second season in a row, and yeah, I don't think Milosevic needs introducing on this channel. What a player he is, and what a goal that is to make it 1-1 in this game off the back of a bit of a slow start for us, but we have finally gone and grown in this game. But yeah, there is still potential to continue to improve with this team, I think. I mean, we've got some real elite players in this team, some of the best players in the world, you know, the likes of Volpez, you know, Figueres, you could argue, Letournier, Paulo, them. I mean, Volpez and Letournier are the best midfielder and defender in the world, arguably. You know, we've got Milosevic, who's got 34 goals this season. Estival, who's wanted by many big clubs. You know, Paulo, he's just remarkable. 12 goals for a midfielder in this season. It's pretty insane. There's still that room to improve. We've played so many games now. We've got so many experience in European football, cup competitions, and we just need to go on and continue to improve and see what that limit is. Because even though we've won a trophy, it doesn't feel like that's it. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a bit more in it for us, and the fact that I've thought, okay, we've won a trophy, we've won a league cup. It's obviously not the most pristine trophy, but we've still won it. It's taken a lot to get there. And then I see the teams we beat, and I realise we could do that in other competitions, and maybe because the Champions League is such a big occasion, we've not been able to. But I definitely think there is that room to go on and continue to improve with this team. Onana there makes it 2-1 in this game. It's a lovely finish, and that's exactly, we've demonstrated there why we can go and do it. We're turning around, getting results like this. It's just a good team, and we need to continue to improve. Really, I think the league is extremely tough, but if we can go and give, I mean, we did it last year. This year we haven't really. We need to give big teams games. We need to go to their stadiums and show them what we're about. Really, sometimes we let ourselves down. I think it's just down to experience. So many young boys. I mean, you've got Volpez, Figueres, Sergio, Letournier, Paulo, Estival, Morales, all under the age of, what, 25. I've tried to mix in with a bit of experience, and maybe that's why we've been able to get our first trophy in this season. You know, the likes of Van de Ven, Onana, and just different players like that have been here, and they've given us that experience there. Sergio has missed that header from so close. Few changes are going to come up for us so we can rest some of these boys before the game against Newcastle. I definitely think there is still room to continue to improve, and hopefully we can go and realise that in the summer if we still stay, or maybe there's a more interesting job offer. I don't know. It's coming to that time in the career where we start to consider, is there still that room to improve? But as it stands, I definitely think there's one more season where we can get a bit more out of these boys. I don't know really what the Champions League. I feel like we just need to take it by the scruff of the neck and play so much better than we have. I mean, we were really close in the quarter final that we made. We shocked so many teams by making that in itself. Like, there's definitely still that room to continue to improve, and I think it's going to come. If we can win the FA Cup, then maybe that's it, to be honest. Maybe that's all there's left in this team. But in the league, if we can go to big clubs, their stadiums, and kind of give them a game, you know what I mean? Like, just beat them, get results. You have to be the best team all season for 38 games, win pretty much every game, to be honest. It's so relentless if you want to win the league. We need to do something like that. And then the Champions League, we've got to a quarter final. We're so dominant in the league phase, but then it just drops off a little bit after that. Once we start to find, and we use this experience as well, because a lot of these boys will be sticking around. Some may be moving on, but a lot of them will be sticking around. They've got all this experience with them. Once they use that effectively, there's a huge chance we could go on and do something special. And we've won this trophy. It's an amazing achievement for us, but obviously, as I say, there's still more room to continue to improve for us. So hopefully we can go and see that happen after. It's a bit good reflection period, a good time to reflect after our first trophy win. What a moment it was as well, that final. As I said, we showed that we can turn up in finals, but now what we need to do is go and get there in the first place here. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking at the moment. In terms of this game, not really spoke about it much at all. We have been the dominant team here. We might have a chance to wrap it up here. Milosevic at the back post, and yeah, not one of his finest moments in the Leicester colours. But it looks like we'll wrap up a standard 2-1 win here. Exactly the result you want. Could have got a few more goals, but we turned it around. Did everything as expected, and that will set us up nicely for this game against Newcastle. Huge game this. After everything I've just said, in the past 10 minutes or less than that, maybe, I don't know how long, we could demonstrate all of that in this game, show our spirit, show we can make finals and turn up in a Wembley semi-final, which we failed once at before in the FA Cup. Can we go and overturn against Newcastle, the old rivals? We always draw tough teams. They're always making these stages. We're always just consistently playing that good, to be honest. That's just how it is. We need to go and demonstrate if we can go and be one of these top teams in the country and in the world. So let's go and see this semi-final against Newcastle. So the team for this game against Newcastle, full strength, full fit team. It starts with Lebrovic in goal. We've got a back line of Sergio, Van de Ven, Figueres and Volpes. Onana, Paulo, Latonia in the midfield, Morales on the left, Estival on the right, and of course Jovan Milosevic up top. Kick-off here in this FA Cup semi-final, and this has been recorded the day after Coventry versus Man United, and if you know a thing or two about that, that was pretty remarkable, to be honest. This game probably should be a bit more evenly balanced. I mean, it's two top half Premier League teams or Champions League playing teams. I don't know why Newcastle, they're like above us in the table. Actually, they're doing much better than us, but we are pretty evenly matched in the last few years. We've been consistently top five. I mean, we're going to get fifth probably again this season, but yeah, for the past 4 seasons, should we do it again, top five the minimum for us in the last 4 seasons. Very good result that for us, and long may that continue, really. But yeah, there's been some FA Cup chaos this weekend. One of the best games I've ever watched. Genuinely, it was quite remarkable. But yeah, if we could replicate that here, that would be decent. But at half time the score is 0-0. Nothing much really happening. We've got a full strength team here, so we could really go at Newcastle. We've had a bit of momentum, but they've also had a bit of momentum. But yeah, these boys are happy, rested, giving them a few days off training so they can rest. I think that's quite an effective thing to do, to be honest. And yeah, it would be nice to turn up on this occasion, get a few goals, even though it's been a pretty quiet game. Milosevic might have our first chance here. It is cut out. It falls out to Estival. No, Estival cutting in on his left. He has the shot, and he gets the goal to make it 1-0 here in this game. Estival, the summer signing, has cut in on his left, and he's got a goal to see us put one foot into the FA Cup final. It's a lovely finish. 50 minutes gone here, and he kicks off our goal scoring campaign, you'd think, in this game. Hopefully we can continue to play like this. But yeah, pretty quiet game outside of that. We've both been generating chances. It looks like it's been a lively game, but nothing much has really come up in terms of the old highlights. But yeah, we've had some chances. They've also had some chances, but ultimately Estival there has taken our chance against the run of play by the looks of it, and that's why we lead this FA Cup semi-final 1-0 at the moment, and we might have another chance to get another goal here. Volpes into the middle. Milosevic is there. Free header. He's missed it. Oh, how close is that from Milosevic? He has got a goal at that end at Wembley last time out, if you remember correctly, and he had the chance to get another one there. We're going to make a few changes here. Paz on the left today. he can use both of his feet very effectively. So he's left-footed, but if he can cut in on his right, get us another goal, that would be decent. But yeah, overall it's been a very, very decent performance for us. We've done exactly what we need to do. A few more changes to secure ourselves. We'll bring on Meslick and also Stanley at right back. I don't think any more changes are needed at the moment. We might have a chance from this corner. Paolo into the middle, free header, James Ward, but he doesn't manage to win it into the hands of the Newcastle goalkeeper. They will try to look to turn it over, but they don't manage to. In the end, we're edging closer to another final in this season, the FA Cup final. Another huge result for us at Wembley. We were done by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup semi-finals last year, but we might get our revenge here. Could we be on for the FA Cup final? There's going to be one final and first chance for Newcastle in this whole game, to be honest. Knocking it around down this left side. It's a ball in the middle. Lebrovic is there to claim it. A lovely catch by him to keep this score alive at 1-0. 93rd minute. There's going to be 3 minutes left in added time here. I mean, we've done the job that we need to do. It's been a pretty boring display, to be honest, but it's exactly what we've needed to do, and we look one step closer to making another finally. But Newcastle find themselves on the attack. Don't let that ball go through. Nice isolated this play down the left side. Meslick there. Lovely display from him. He goes back to Stanley, Lebrovic. Stanley goes back to Lebrovic. Can't get my words out now. Long ball up to the top. Milosevic doesn't win his flick on. He'll track back now to try and press this ball. They still find themselves knocking it around. On to his right foot, onto his left. No way you skinned our defenders like that. But Lebrovic comes up with the save once again, time after time. He is our hero, and he gets the save to deny any chance for Newcastle there. The keeper's in the middle. He's won his header at the near post, and James Ward has had to clear that off the line. What is going on here? They might have a little bit of FA Cup magic in the end. The keeper's still there. If we can counter-attack, get it up to Milosevic. Milosevic is at the near post instead. And now, if we could win this ball and counter-attack, our second goal of this game to seal the deal, it's not going to come for us. Newcastle are going to continue to attack. It's the ball over the top. Don't let them square it. I think the man might be offside, and he is. 95th minute, and we might have just killed the game off here. Milosevic get a yellow card, the full-time whistle goes, and we are in to another final at Wembley, the FA Cup final, and we could be on for a domestic double. One more step, and what a result that is against a very, very good Newcastle team. We currently sit third in the league. I mean, are we going to see who we're going to play? It's we'll advance a few days to see what happens in that game against Aston Villa and Man City. I mean, I don't know what team I'd prefer out of them, to be honest. We've battered both of them before, but I mean, I'm not really too sure. It would be nice to play Aston Villa to get some revenge against them before knocking us out in that last semi-final. But Man City as well, I think we could take them, to be fair. They are winning the league at the moment, going to go clear by 5 points if they win their game in hand. And I'm thinking of that time we beat them 4-0 at home. Or was it the first full season I was here? Let me go and check. Go all the way back to 2030-31, I think it was, if we if we go and take a look. Yeah, in the very first season we beat them 4-0. What a remarkable result that was. The game is about to happen between Aston Villa and Man City. The result is, it's not come out. It's Manchester City we will be playing, and what a game that is going to be. Could we be on for our second trophy, a domestic double here at Leicester City? So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you with this little tune, and I'll see you tomorrow for the FA Cup final. Thank you. Bye bye.